So in this tutorial video, we're going to be looking at setting up shared folders and sharing documents with different people and setting those up so it does exactly what you want, and that's really important. So first things first, just a quick refresher that folders that don't have a white person icon in them are not shared. Those that do are shared with at least somebody. The first thing to think about is, do you want to share just a document with somebody, or do you want to share a folder that you can then place documents in after the fact? Some reasons why you might want to do both. If you just have one document and you want to share it out with somebody, you want to collaborate just on that one document with either one person or a group of people, do it that way. If you're going to be setting up a reoccurring meeting or wanting a folder that you might have multiple documents in that a group of people want to share, you're going to want to go and set up a shared folder. The nice thing about setting up a shared folder is all of the documents, spreadsheets, slides, maps, anything you throw in there, those people will have access to. And so even if you do a folder within a folder, it always takes on the characteristics of that larger folder to begin with. So we'll go ahead and say I want to start a new Google document. Right? As of now, this Google Doc belongs to me. Nobody else has access to it. I'm going to go ahead and create a document here, and I'm going to call it sharing. And I'll click up here. It'll take on that. So right now, I just own this one particular document, but I want to share it with somebody. So if I come over here to this blue button that says share, right now it says locked. It's not shared with anybody. But if I click on it, I can do a couple of things. First of all, I could just type in the name of somebody in the district and go ahead and share it with that person. I can then add a note. Please take a look at this document. Right? If I go ahead and click send, Kat Lepberg would get an email notification that a document had been shared with her from me with a link directly in her email out to this document. I also could give her editing rights. I can give her just the ability to comment and add comments onto it, or I could give her full rights to go ahead and view it. So if I wanted to share it with one person or a small group of people, I could add multiple names in here. But sometimes I might want to share it with a larger group, and I won't necessarily know what that group is, so I might want to be able to get a shareable link. And what a shareable link means is that this link right here in blue, anybody who has that link can view, or I could change it to say anybody with that link within Elkhart could edit. So I'm creating a link that I could put in an email being sent out to a larger group, or I could create a link that I could stick in another Google document that would give anybody who has access to that link either editing rights or viewing rights for that particular document, spreadsheet, presentation, or folder. All right, so it's pretty easy to go ahead and share either with specific people by entering their names, or a larger group of people by having this get shareable link, and then go ahead and copying that link to your clipboard and sharing it out with a group of people. Now that I know that I made that change, that anybody now, if I hover over it, people at Elkhart Community Schools with the link will have access to this, right? But I have to provide it with them, so I'd have to copy the link to a document or an email in order to give people access to that. If you're using Canvas, you could then post that link up on Canvas, and people would now have access to it. If I go ahead and come back to my drive and I click new again and I create a new folder, and I'm going to call this folder sharing tutorial. Okay, so I can go ahead and create that folder. I now have this right here. If I open it up, obviously it's empty. I haven't placed anything in this. But what I want to do is I want to click on it and go ahead and share it right on out. And this would be really great if I have a reoccurring meeting or a group of people that I collaborate with on a regular basis. So for example, for me, Kat and Brian are are two people that I obviously collaborate with often. So I have a new folder with them. I say, here is our new folder, okay? And I go ahead and hit send. They now have access to this now new folder. One of the nice things about shared folders is that anything I then add to that folder, those two people that I've shared it with, or as many people as I've shared it with, will have access to all the documents, all the files that are placed in there. So I could actually create a new folder, calling it videos, and put it right in there, and now it immediately has that shared icon because it's in that folder that they have access to. I could also create a document, okay, and it's warning me and saying, hey, if you create this document, it will have the same sharing permissions as the selected folder. Is that what I want? Yes, I want them to be able to have access to this folder and the documents within that folder. Right? So if I create a new document, I could call this again videos, okay? And the moment that shows up, videos, I can then click up here and it will take on the first word that I put down. And I now have a new document that has been shared out with those two individuals called videos. And there it is, and the document is right in there. And they have access to it, and I can see right here that they do, because it's in the sharing tutorial folder that I've already shared with them. One of the things that I got asked about a number of times, sometimes you have a large group of people that need to be able to view something, but you might only want a small subgroup of those people to be able to actually edit it, right? So what if I have I want to create a document or a folder in here. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this Wes's stuff. So now I have a folder called Wes's stuff. And hopefully you're thinking right now as you're watching this video, both Kat and Brian have access to this folder. You are correct. But they also can edit everything in this folder. But what if I only want them to be able to view it? And so what I can do is right click and go into that shareable tab. And I can go in here and I can change, and so now only Kat and Brian can view, but I am the owner, and I can save those changes. So immediately I can, the default for files and folders underneath subfolders are to take on those characteristics of the folders that they're in. But I can go in retroactively and change them to only give certain people viewing access or certain people editing access. One of the amazing sort of applications of this is if I have a large committee of maybe 20 people, and there are some documents everybody needs to edit and view, but there might be subcommittees of 2 or 3 people. By then putting those subcommittee folders in the larger folder, but changing those subcommittee folders to view only for the entire committee, but editable to the subcommittee, I'm now creating a collaborative environment where people can see what's going on, have access to everything, but can't necessarily go in and edit all of the documents and all of the folders. Okay, what I've shown you for sharing out documents and sharing out folders holds true for presentations, holds true for spreadsheets and maps and all those kinds of things. The same general rules apply for all items within Google that I have shown you. Hope this has helped. If you have any questions, give us a call or an email. Thanks for watching.